welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Elle. I do mostly bookish videos, but sometimes other stuff too. I am back with my second Shadow and Bone related video, technically third since we filmed that trailer reaction, but we just could not wait. We just finished watching the finale of season 1 of Shadow and Bone. In this video, we're basically just giving you our thoughts, our reaction. What did we think about season 1, Shadow and Bone? So let's start off with my fiance, who has not read the books, but he did have me kind of off to the side, offering him information, answering some of his questions. What are your thoughts about Shadow and Bone?
I liked it. It was a really good show.
That's it? That's all you have to say? You've said that the last 2 videos.
It was a really good show. It really tugged at your heartstrings, and it kept you, like, on the edge of your seat for the entire 8 episodes. And those episodes were not short. It was like 40, 50-minute episodes, and, like, enough was not enough. Honestly, I didn't even see the end coming. I thought it was just going to keep rolling into... So I can see it's going to get another season, right?
So?
It's got to.
I don't know.
I can't imagine that it doesn't. It was... very well made.
So what were your thoughts on the characters, the settings, like?
Well, I didn't have any expectations. So for me, watching the show, it was just a great show, you know? It's like, I didn't understand all of it, but I had a lot of questions, but she answered a lot of my questions. I haven't read the books, and I would watch the second season. Yeah,
so I will say I do feel, as much as I love the show, I think it was so well done. The action scenes, like, got your adrenaline going. The emotional scenes truly tugged at your heartstrings. Like, I think the show was really, really well done, but I do feel like they catered a lot to the book readers, which as a book reader, as a lover of the books,
Isn't that what you want, though?
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as that is a plus for me, I feel like it would be really difficult for someone who has never heard of Leigh Bardugo, has never heard of the Grisha trilogies, has never heard of a book before. Like, I feel like they're gonna be really confused coming into this show. And again, it is a really big plus for all of us on BookTube or who have read the books. Like, it is a really big plus having it catered to our wants and our needs. Like, I love that, but from a more general perspective, I really do feel like it's gonna be a little confusing for just a random viewer to pick up on Shadow and Bone. I don't know. I feel like you had a lot of questions and I was helping you along the way. My BookTube bestie, Maddie, I know she told me, like, her and her husband, he had a lot of questions, and so she also had to explain a few things to her husband. So I just feel like it was really well done, and I love it. I love it so much, but I do feel like it's gonna be a little bit hard for those people who don't know Leigh Bardugo, who don't know the books.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be a little difficult for them. But again, overall, it was like a kick-ass show. I hope that people stick with it. And even though it is very catered to the book readers, there were still a lot of changes, some unexpected, like, twists.
You said Nina was part of the Six of Crows.
Yes.
Okay, so that storyline, if I didn't know what was going on, I'd be like, who even is she? But towards the end, you start to see where she joins, and I get it now, but, like, throughout the whole season, I was like, okay, she's Grisha, she's cool, what does he have to do, what does she have to do? And it was like, that storyline to me didn't make any sense until the last episode.
See, and it's stuff like that, where for readers, it's like, we get to see Nina, we get to see Matthias, but for a non-book reader...
She was just a side character that we followed for a while, and it's like, okay,
but it didn't make sense.
It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, why does she even matter? Why are they hunting her down, you know?
So that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that, it's exciting to book readers, but to non-book readers, it's just like, we keep cutting to this random person who has nothing to do with the Crows, has nothing to do with Alina or Mal.
And I didn't even know she was a Crow, you know? It's like, we're just getting the backstory on someone that...
And I love that. I love that we're getting that backstory for Nina and Matthias that we don't get to see super clearly in the books. It's mentioned, but here we're getting to see it unfold. So I love that. It's just going to be confusing to people who don't know that Nina is a part of the Crows. I just hope that it's not annoying to viewers who like might not want to continue with it, because it's like we keep cutting to these random two people who have nothing to do with the main plot line and storyline. While we're on Nina and Matthias, that scene when they're like teasing each other and they're actually interacting after the boat wrecks.
Oh yeah.
That scene was so beautiful. It was everything. I'm not gonna lie, I cried.
And it was funny. Yeah, it was very emotional, but it's also like to me, I was like, okay, it's just a love story. What does it have anything to do with the plot?
But if you know, seeing Matthias and Nina interacting, seeing Matthias, it was just everything, and it made me cry, and I actually managed to like not spoil it for him. He's like, why are you crying? What's wrong? And I'm just like, I can't talk about it. Like I mentioned, there were different changes for certain characters, their storylines. I don't know what we're gonna do. Like some of them were just so different from what happened in the books.
Mm-hmm. Did it simplify, like, did it make it easier to tell the story, or it just...
There is a certain character who was supposed to make it further along in the books, but it's no longer with us in the show. I don't know I don't think it simplified it. I think it was more for like the twist that they incorporated in the show. One thing that really irked me, and this is just personal opinion, I will be spoiling a reveal in the third book of the Grisha trilogy, so if you have not seen that or read that, forward past this. I don't think it's a spoiler for the series because they just drop it so damn fast. But why the hell are we revealing the Darkling's name in like episode 4? What? Why? I don't...
To a book reader that matters, but to me it's like...
He was just like...
Whatever his name is, it's been this, it's been that. And that's probably bothers book readers, but to me it's like... That's his name, the Darkling...
Well, that's the thing. They don't even really, like, refer to him as the Darkling in the series, other than in that random flashback in episode 8. Otherwise, they just call him General Kurgan. But in the books, it is such a build-up, because this is the Darkling. Like, it's this dark, powerful Grisha being. He is the Darkling. Like, it adds to his mysteriousness. I don't know. I feel like it builds him up as, like, an actual, like, formidable character, villain. And then in the series, episode 4, he's just like, oh, call me Alexander. And it's just like, in the books, we don't find that out until literally he's almost dead. And I just didn't like that. I don't know. I feel like it downplays the Darkling. And again, this is just like a personal thing, but I feel like it kills the Darkling's vibe.
Like, kills the vibe?
Yes, it kills the vibe.
It's a vibe that wasn't even there to begin with.
Exactly. For people like him, it's like it wasn't there. But for me, it's like that just killed his vibe.
He's
like,
still pretty evil, though. He still has that, like, cloud around him where it's like, this is a really bad dude. Is he Grisha, technically?
Yes, he is Grisha. Yes, he's just a
super...
very powerful Grisha.
Okay, yeah.
And we just name drop him in episode 4. Oh, at one point, my fiance, and I wrote this down because I was like, wow. He was like, I love how much this show makes you feel. And
it does. It's like when you're excited, you're really excited. And when you're like, no freaking way, you're like, astonished. So yeah,
it was good.
It takes you all over the spectrum of emotions,
and I love
really
that. Mal suffered a lot. Mal, they put him through the ringer. This poor guy, my gosh, that just random note I had from episode 7. Wow, did they make Mal suffer?
I don't know. I feel like if they wouldn't have added all those orphanage clips, I would have been like, dude, just give up, like take your ass home, start a family, and forget about it. No, this man like loses a leg, he loses an arm, loses a gut. He's like dying all over the place. They're patching him back together, and it's like, dude, go home. No one's making you stay.
Mal, and I feel like Mal didn't have to go through a lot in the books, and Mal was just a different character, I feel like, in the book than what he is in the series. Not a lot of people liked Mal in the books, but in the show, you just feel for the guy.
Yeah.
Every single episode.
Hard not to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes through a lot. And not just with Alina. He just goes through a lot.
Everything. Like, the amount of emotional trauma that Mal is experiencing in the show is ridiculous. Mikhail and Dubrov.
Who? Oh, yeah.
Dubrov?
Yeah, that was brutal.
That was absolutely brutal.
That was brutal. That's
and I called it. exactly. I told him like 2 episodes before. I was like, this is what's gonna happen. I'm calling it. I know it. I feel it.
Yeah.
I was rooting for them. I will say the Crows storyline was so much more interesting to me, and I think it's because as a book reader that wasn't there, so this was completely new content. So the Crows storyline was so good. I think they did a really great job. They're definitely doing amazing at setting up for the actual Six of Crows duology story. The show was great. It was amazing. I loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. I'm so ready for season 2.
And it just dropped.
And it just dropped. Trigger warnings though. At the beginning, probably like the first 4 episodes, I would say trigger warnings for self-harm. People cut themselves. I don't know if you caught that, but like the conductor and like every time they pass the fold, they would self-harm. So you don't see them actually performing the act of self-harm, but you do see the scarring.
Which is kind of weird.
I felt it was unnecessary.
Very unnecessary.
Yes.
It's like, that's not the only way you can mark how many times you go through. It's like, you could collect things, you know, have a number of certain things, or, you know, like souvenirs or something. That's just unnecessary.
Collect a bit of sand every time you go through. I don't know. I personally felt it was completely unnecessary.
100%.
Why did we need to show that in that way? Like you said, we could have done this in a different way. The next thing was the racial slurs against Alina. And
unnecessary. It just shows you the divide, and it's like, yeah, people really are like that, and people are like that out in the world. You can't just shut it out. But it was, I mean, did you really need to do it?
And again, like, I feel what he's saying. Like, I get that people do experience that out in the world. So, I mean, I guess they were just showing real life, but it felt too much at time with the aggressiveness that Alina was being attacked. It just felt a bit much. It was just a lot. So those were like the only 2 things that I was kind of not excited or not loving about the book, just because I feel like it didn't need to go that hard. This is just our personal opinion. Like, we completely respect whatever you think. That's fine. We're just letting you know what we think. The actors and actresses that worked on this show did a phenomenal job. I know the casting was not perfect. It was not what everyone expected nor wanted, but they did a hell of a job, and you can't take that away from them. They understood
from
the
fan art. I haven't read the books, obviously. I never read any of their description, but from the fan art, pretty good.
Pretty good.
They could have done a lot worse.
Yes.
That's for sure. Like, they could have... No, that was pretty good casting. I mean, it wasn't... Obviously, it's not spot on. They're fictional characters,
yes.
so...
It was a ride. I am so glad that you enjoyed it, and he really did. I mean...
I'm considering reading the books.
Really?
I'm like half in, half out. Don't pull the books out, because I'm not going to want to read right now.
I feel like the show is so kick-ass that you're going to be really disappointed in the books. Action just isn't there.
Oh, in the books? Yeah, I mean, I figured. I mean,
it's
you got to keep the show interesting.
But I love that it made him consider wanting to read the books.
Yeah.
Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinion on the show. That's it from us. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. My name is Elle. Check out Shadow and Bone, and I'll see you in next time's video.